Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Sports Talk Network, and specifically here, welcome to Steve's Wrestling Ramble. I mean, it's been a while since I've been here. I know it's Survivor Series weeks ago, and kind of behind the eight ball, and this might be old news, but I did want to share this. Also, hello to listeners that listen to the audio version on Spotify. I'm very honored to be part of Spotify now for this show and my football show. So you're welcome to look up both on Spotify. Steve's Wrestling Ramble, Talking Packers with Steve. You'll find them both, and you'll love them both, I'm sure. But here for wrestling. Biggest news: CM Punk. He's back in WWE. That was amazing in regards to his return. I know watching all those surprise reactions or live reactions. I mean, of the surprise when his music hit, and boy, that was wild. But the whole pay per view itself, out of the park. It was a great show. Survivor Series 4 games it's called, and I was a bunch of hoots. Or it was hoots. It was awesome. It was great. You had the War Games matches, women's, men's, and both delivered very well. And I would say that, I don't know, I just say that was amazing. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how things are moving forward and how they already are and building to the SummerSlam or day one, which is being treated like a pay per view, but it's a Monday Night Raw. It's going to be something, that's for sure. I look forward to seeing how it all pans out. But for what was Survivor Series, I enjoyed it full wholeheartedly. You know what I mean? So. I do wonder, in regards to, like, you know what I mean? I did take notes. I don't know if I really wanted to, you know what I mean? But yeah, Survivor Series War Games, that was amazing. We did start off with the women's War Games. And now I'm actually looking at my notes here on my phone. The women's War Games, we have Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, and Shotzi versus Damage Control. And so far in history, the women have ruled this match. And this was nothing different. We had Bayley and Becky kicking things off, and never any good back and forth. Just before Becky got an advantage with Shotzi entering, Dakota Kai syndicating the stick in to give Bayley the upper hand. So then we got the back and forth CM Punk chants. We had some great moments for kind of saying, and I think my MVP for this match would be Charlotte Flair in that moment between Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch hugging it out, and their friends again, sort of thing. It was a great match, and having it end the way that it did, man, slammed through a table, and then 33-30 about regards to time. Great match. The Intercontinental Championship, we had Gunther versus The Miz. And Jericho being referenced during this match. It was actually surprising, but pretty cool. But overall, a great showing as well, with Gunther retaining, Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar instead of Rey Mysterio. But Santos getting a good win, being a great heel, I would say, for sure as well. Rhea Ripley versus Zoe Starks, and Rhea retaining, but Zoe had a good showing here. And I do say that has promised to be pretty good in regards to the future, in regards to what she can do, and I certainly think the sky's the limit for her, and all that. I hope she'll be able to craft that. Anyways, we have the War Games now. The men: Cody, Jay, Randy, Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre, and the Judgment Day. So having Randy and Randy back and then CM Punk after the match and all that. But the storytelling and the match itself was grand. If I had to give this show overall a grade, I probably would give it an A minus, and not just because of the CM Punk moment. I think overall it was a great show. I enjoyed it for what it was, and obviously if I had my co-host here, this review would be a lot longer. But just to share here from my thoughts, it was very well done, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. That's for sure. But yeah, in regards to the show, that's really all I have in regards to actual review of it. More of a quick review than a longer review. But don't worry, when we get to the Royal Rumble, hopefully my co-host and some guests will be able to join us and join me for that when we get to that point. But whew, what a day, you know, and hope everybody's doing well here during the holidays and whatnot. It certainly is most wonderful time of the year, right? It can be stressful. I'm not saying it's not, but I'm just saying it is still beautiful, grand, and merriment. But no, I appreciate everybody, and I'm very lucky and blessed to, like I said, here I'm actually streaming for the first time also on my Steve's Wrestling Ramble Facebook page. So welcome to find me there. Where I'm actually going live tonight. But it's wild times, and I look forward to seeing how things are moving forward. And moving forward if you're on the road to Royal Rumble. And and I do thank everybody that's going to be part of the Royal Rumble pool of mine. If you want to join as well, let me know on Twitter and otherwise at army_strong_06 or at the Ramble_WB, and let me know in a tweet or a DM. But usually I get a good turnout, at least 120 people, whether it's fans, for the broadcasters, YouTubers, and otherwise. But I respect everybody that subscribes to this channel, that is following both shows now, Steve's Wrestling Ramble and Talking Package with Steve on Spotify, and whatnot. But it's a wild ride. There's WWE, and it never ends because, unlike with pro football, there's no off season. So it's always keep going. Sounds like though Triple H is letting superstars having a break here during the holidays, with having like a best of show, which probably will be next week, if not. It's going to be this week, but still something, and giving most of the wrestlers time off. Yeah, I know someone had the idea to let the wrestlers have the whole month of December off and just have best ofs and maybe the Slammy Awards back again in actual. Anyway, that'd be great. But having the entire roster, just like basically WWE being closed for a month in regards to shows. Yeah. Or at least closed for most of the month and then open back up on December 26th, technically, and say, hey, you guys come back the day after Christmas. I'm sorry, but yes, please. And yeah, they might miss New Year's with loved ones, let alone, let alone otherwise, but at least they had most of December. The point is at least something, and it's greatly appreciated, I'm sure, by the wrestlers and this new regime with the Triple H, or as it really is, Paul Levesque regime in regards to new true authority. Things are changing for the better, and that might actually entice some other wrestlers from other promotions to come to WWE. Doesn't mean they're going to be in WWE forever themselves, but come to WWE even for a short time. And then they can go back to the indies or go back to whatever they were doing that they were loving, I'm sure. But I don't know. But hey, I know I predicted what we mentioned tonight. I think after the show, I think the I think the women's Survivor Series or the War Games match was the match of the night. It was great. Both were great, men's and women's, but even with the return of Randy Orton and then CM Punk after the match, or unofficially technically after the show, I still would say the women's had the match of the night. But anyways, I hope you all are doing well. And since this is the last episode here for the wrestling side, as much as I had my last episode for the football side mere moments ago, before Christmas, I wanted to say to everybody here for the Ramble fan base, hope you all have a great holiday season, let alone here for Christmas coming up. Have a great Christmas week and weekend. much love and respect to all your families. And I do say Merry Christmas to you all to celebrate and have a fun and safe time, whether you're traveling and whatnot, going to house and whatnot as well. I'm very appreciative of everybody that subscribed here on YouTube. That is Sports Talk Network, and those that now do follow me on Spotify to listen to the audio versions of this and my other podcasts. So greatly appreciated. But hope you all have a great rest of your evening. Enjoy the wrestling here that we have coming up, because I will see you again when we get to late January, when we get to the predictions for the Royal Rumble. So I look forward to talking to you all then. Above all else, as always, take care.